Ariel is running this call, but she's not on yet. So that's why I look like this, because I'm not running this call. Like, I was going to be in the background and not say anything. So we're waiting for her. Where is Ariel? Alyssa, where is your sister? I am not running this call, and so I didn't get ready. Hi, Sienna. Thank you so much for being on. I wasn't planning on running this call, so I'm like, I did not get ready for this. So hopefully she's hopping on real fast. Oh, no way. She said her Zoom is downloading over for some reason. Oh, there she is, but she has no video.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you have no video.
No, my app just like not. I don't know. It didn't. I don't know where it is. I'm sorry. Oh, here we go. Nope, still nothing. Okay. Yeah, I don't know what's up with my video. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hi guys.
We're all muted. Sienna's the only one that's unmuted.
Okay, I see everyone now. Hi Sienna, how are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good. Thank you so much for joining us.
No problem. Happy to be here.
Kelly, should we get started, or do you want to wait a couple more minutes?
No, I think we could go ahead, because it's like,
yeah,
I think we go. It's already recording, and yeah, I say we get going.
Awesome. All right. Well, I just want to thank you guys all for joining Team Fit to Love. We have Sienna, who's going to talk to us today about her journey with Morning Meltdown 100 and modifying. And I just want to tell you guys that I'm really excited about this call, because Sienna's really helped me a lot, and she didn't know that until I messaged her on Instagram. For those of you who don't know, I tore my ACL 6 days into Morning Meltdown back in August when the program first launched. I was super bummed that I couldn't do it with everybody else, but I am now on day 37, I think. So it's really exciting. So I'm just really glad to see that there's modifications when I'm feeling discouraged, and Sienna always had a smile on her face whenever I looked at the TV. So it was just really awesome. So I want to be respectful of everyone's time. Sienna already has a list of questions that people have sent to me over the last week. So if you do have a question and you didn't send it before, you can just type it in the comments and then we'll get to it at the end. But other than that, I'll turn it over to you, Sienna.
Oh, okay. Hello. So looking at the questions. How do you stay motivated to modify when everyone else is not? So I don't know if that means like during filming or like afterwards. But during filming, that was kind of my role. Wasn't really an option to not modify, but also that was where I was at in my journey. So I think everyone just kind of has to take it in stride. Modifying isn't a lesser option, and it's just your 100% and showing up with everything that you have. And I think that when you're doing what you're capable of, it's amazing, and it shouldn't be looked down upon because it doesn't look like someone else's 100%. And can you talk about your journey on self-love and how did you get past the hard days? So I think self-love and body image are totally different things. When it comes to self-love, it's loving who you are as a person, not your physical attributes. So I think that's something that really helped me, was separating those. And I like in the media and like we're being told you have to love yourself 100% of the time. And I don't think you have to. Like your body, like you don't have to love your body 100% of the time. You just need to love who you are, and your core values and who you are as a person needs to be loved. And working on having good body image is good for mental health. I definitely had to work on it, but it came after I worked on the issues that were causing that. So I think everyone's journey is different, and it's finding what's working for you and not worrying about loving yourself the same way someone else loves themselves. So I think just focusing on who you are, doing personal development, and surrounding yourself with like-minded people. What really helped me, I'm signed with Natural Models LA, but my agency owner also owns Healthy is the New Skinny. And I loved her book and her messaging. And right now she's talking about how as women, we've just been playing the same narrative as a victim, and all we do is talk about our bodies. And it's kind of time for us to start moving past talking about our bodies, because we are so much more than that. And I think that's amazing. So that's my little bit on self-love. I could always talk about that for like days. And then the next question is, why is self-love important to you? And I think it's important because doing things out of love for yourself versus hate. If we're talking about exercising, I think for so long I saw exercise as a way to punish myself for what I didn't look like, what I wasn't feeling like I was enough. Like that was the punishment. And like now doing exercise out of love for myself and how it makes me feel, it's a whole different experience. So I think that's like having self-love and like self-worth is like good to be able to move on to do other things, because having that is kind of that little like confidence boost of like knowing that you're worth it and you're worth investing in, you're the most important person in your life, type thing. So what was your favorite workout from MM100? Fight Club. I love Fight Club because I grew up doing martial arts. So backstory, everyone in the cast was either a personal trainer, group fitness instructor, professional dancers. So they all had fitness backgrounds. I showed up with nothing. I had never worked out before MM100, like zero, no experience. And if I did, it was very sporadic. Like it wasn't like I committed to any sort of physical activity, except when I was younger, I did martial arts for 10 years. So Fight Club was kind of like my safety net of where I like got my confidence, like Fight Club, I know these things. Like it was just kind of that like safe workout for me. But I also love MeltCon because like it's a fun way to challenge yourself, and melt makers, man. How do you fight feeling discouraged to work out when you aren't seeing progress or results? That I think it's also coming to the realization of you're working out not only for progress or results, but you're working out because of how it makes you feel. And when you're feeling good and you have energy, and I don't know about you, but my mood is always so much better after I work out. So like reminding yourself of the non-progress, non-result driven things that make you want to work out. I think those are important to remember on those hard days. Like there's always going to be days where you just don't feel like it, but having that consistency and showing up for yourself is what's going to kind of push you through those days. Where do you buy your plus size clothing from? Very cute style. Well, workout wise, I love 90 Degrees by Reflex. I get them at Marshall's, but they're also on Amazon. Fit In is another one I just discovered. I love Fabletics. I just started doing that as well. But then like for like normal clothing, I love Target. Like I will shop at Target clothing like all day. And like of course Torrid. But I think there's also been like a lot of change in the fashion industry. So like there's going to be a lot more companies this year coming out with size inclusive lines, and I'm pumped about that. How empowered did you feel after you're doing your first push-up? I cried. I cried so hard. I think, so that one we filmed was like our second revive or freestyle flow, and we ended up having to reshoot that one, not for like workout, it was like a technical thing, we had to reshoot it, so it didn't make it into the final series, but during that I did my first push-up, and like Jerica and I both cried. So like the test group saw it, but when MM100 came out, it was the one that we had reshot, so it wasn't in there. But it was it was cool because like that was something that I had never been able to do like ever, and getting to the point where, also side note, sorry, I'm kind of all over the place, but modifications make you stronger. So another, going back to that, like having people say what keeps you motivated to modify, it's because mods will make you stronger. Just because you're modifying now doesn't mean you're going to be modifying the next time you do the move. So just keep doing the modification to your 100% and you will feel yourself get stronger. And that's kind of where my push-up came from, was because we had been doing rehearsals and started filming, and I was getting stronger. So I would just keep showing up for yourself in that capacity. Do you use the Beachbody supplements? I do. I love Energize. I'm addicted. It's a beautiful thing. I love Energize. Recover as well. I notice like I'm way less sore if I take Recover after a workout. So I'm definitely for that. Shakeology wise, peppermint mocha is my favorite flavor. I've been buying it off the internet from strangers, and I feel like a weirdo messaging me like, hey, you got the stuff. But that's kind of where I'm at. I have like a box and a half of peppermint Shakeology that I've just been like hoarding. And then I've been taking vanilla Shakeology and doing a half scoop of Recover in with it, just like as extra protein, because I love the chocolate flavor. What does your food look like in a day? Well, quarantine has changed that. As for everyone else, I think I'm still adjusting, so my food is kind of like all over the place. But most of the time I don't really like eating breakfast because it's like usually I have to go to LA, which is like 3 hours. So I'll just make a shake in the morning as my breakfast, and then I try to pack a salad or something easy for lunch, and then dinner is usually my bigger meal. But I'm trying to kind of shift that and do lunch my bigger meal and dinner smaller, just because going to bed so full is very uncomfortable. What is your favorite treat meal? I love anything pasta and garlic bread. Like, carbs are my favorite. Do you follow Portion Fix or To Be Mindset? So I suffered from eating disorders in high school and early college, and I think everyone has their own experiences with diets, and like I've done them all. I've done Whole30, I've done Atkins, Beachbody, like all the diets out there. So during filming, they had us try Portion Fix, and I tried it for a couple weeks, and I think it's just sometimes you have to realize something is not for you. And just because it works really well for someone else and they get amazing results and it works for them and they're in a good mental place, that's amazing, but it doesn't mean it has to work for you. So I made the personal decision to move away from that because it wasn't healthy for my mindset. So I've been exploring To Be Mindset. I haven't super jumped into it yet, but I like the philosophy of it, so I'm still kind of there. Favorite Beachbody workout besides MM100? That's hard, because so my agency sister Alexis is in Bar Blend, so I love that workout because I get to see my friend, and we actually auditioned for MM100 together. So I was like, fun to see like, oh my god, she did it too. So I love that for that one. And then I love Core de Force because Jericho, and back to that MMA kind of style workout. So yeah, I talk very fast. So if there's any questions of like what I said, like let me know.
We got some more questions while you were talking. How has the modeling industry affected your self-worth, positively or negatively?
There's roller coaster. So I've been doing it, this will be my 3rd year come July of being in the modeling industry. Definitely it's been a positive experience. Like, you know, growing up you watch America's Next Top Model and you think like it's this catty world of ungrateful people, but I've had the most positive experiences with every girl in my agency. They're amazing. They're so down to earth. I've had positive experiences with jobs. Like I have nothing negative to say about the industry. What I will say is though, sometimes like rejection after rejection can get hard, but it's also realizing that maybe you're just not the right fit for that project. And it's not anything to do with you or what you look like. It's just like they have something specific in mind that they want and that just didn't fit. It doesn't mean that they won't consider you for your next project or something like that. So it's just like keeping that kind of mindset of like, it's not you, it's the role.
Another one was,
do you have a current favorite personal development book or one that you've read recently?
I'm currently reading I Am That Girl by Alexis Jones with my team. And so far I really liked it. Like first chapter is like just about like finding your purpose, and that's kind of what I need because I've been going to college since 2014 working on my degree. Oh, you're reading it too. So it's nice to like have something that I can like read and just like it's relevant to me in the moment. And then of course Healthy is the New Skinny is an amazing book, and that's kind of what helped me on my self-love and like body image, and just that messaging of like how the media is manipulating us into believing these narratives. And so yeah, those are the two books I've been reading, and I have a list that I want to read, but I can just never find time and make time.
The next question was, if you could describe your feelings in one word at the end of Morning Meltdown, what would it be?
Grateful. I was so grateful for the opportunity. I was grateful for the people I met. I was grateful for just being there and being there for the girls that look like me, because we're not really represented in that kind of capacity in the fitness industry. So I was just, my heart was, it still is overwhelmed with like just gratitude. And yeah.
Which leads into the other question, which was, how were you selected to be the modifier? Like, how did you get the job?
So I got the job through my modeling agency. It was just like a normal casting, at least in my mind. I was like, oh, show up, do the thing, they like you. And then I was like, I'm not gonna get this. I don't work out. Like, I just showed up and I had fun, and that was like it. I was like, I'm not gonna get a call back, doesn't matter. And then I got the call back and I was like, wait, what? So yeah, it was pretty interesting because like at the time I was living in a dorm at Cal State LA. So once I got the job, I actually had to drop out of college and then move out of my dorm because I was no longer a student. So I had the very like transitioning, like everything changed in like a week. So along with working out, I had a new living situation, and yeah.
Are they really strict with you while you're filming, or how does that work when they're like teaching you the moves and stuff like that?
Teaching, so we had rehearsals for a couple weeks before we actually started filming, just to kind of get us. I had to come in early because, like I said, I had no experience with fitness, so I would come in early just to learn basic form and like movement and that kind of stuff. Everyone on set was so helpful, so kind. Like they were like family. Like I never felt like I was like, I don't know, when I first got the job, I was like, this is gonna be like fat camp or something. Like, just that's the kind of mindset I was like, they're gonna tell us what to eat and we're gonna work out all day. And like, but it was like the complete opposite. Like, it was such a positive experience, and it was such a good environment to be in. And I was so intimidated my first day because like I'm surrounded by all these like professional fitness instructors and dancers, like LA Lakers and Clippers dancers, and I was just like, what am I doing here? But it was just overall really great, and they were so supportive and helpful, and still to this day, like I talk to people from behind the scenes, which is great.
That was the other question that came in, was if you still talk to people from the cast in Jericho.
I still talk to Jericho. We're pretty close, and I talk to the cast. We have a group chat, so it's nice to still, like, they're their family. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. Like, I couldn't imagine going through that experience without those people, because they made the experience that much better. Like, I think Dane, Dustin, Jericho, and I just did a workout class right before all the corona happened, and we were allowed to go outside.
The next question is, what do you feel was your biggest takeaway from the experience?
Well, also, I think for me, it was like learning that I was capable and having the faith in myself to actually try something and not let fear hold me back. Because I let fear hold me back in a lot of things, from trying new things. Like I never went to any group fitness classes just because I was so scared of judgment and like failure. So I think letting go of fear was something, probably one of the most important things I got out of that, was just being able to trust myself. And it's okay not to do something perfect. Like you're out there trying, and that can be said for more than most people.
Yeah. What encouragement would you give to somebody who is well, okay. I'm trying to think of how to phrase this. How would you talk to somebody about getting them started if they're feeling like discouraged, or if they're like overweight and just kind of need that extra push to get started?
Well, I think so at least for me, you can't just like take your nutrition and take your physical activity level and do a complete 180 overnight. Like that's not a sustainable way to get started. So I would say set realistic goals for yourself. Like don't say I'm going to work out 6 days a week when you've gone from zero. Just say, hey, I'm going to try working out twice this week. And I'm going to change my breakfast meals to something healthier this week. Starting out with small goals and not getting overwhelmed with like the bigger picture of it all. It's all about creating small sustainable habits over time. And I think that's where a lot of people fall short, is that they think they're going to change everything. Like I'm going to wake up tomorrow and all my habits are going to be different. No, habits are formed over time. So like that's something I had to learn, and I learned the hard way, because my first year living on my own, when I moved into the dorm, I gained 45 pounds. So that was I think that was fall, right before we started filming. So auditions were in like January, February. So by that December, I had gained 45 pounds just from August to like then. So I think like starting out, I was just like, I'm going to go to college and things will be fine. Like I'm not, because everyone's like, oh, the freshman 15. It just turned out to be the junior 45 for me. So I think building those like habits when you can is super important, because then those will be like the things that become your natural like go-to, instead of having like, for me it was always what was ever convenient. So like going to college, what was convenient was the dorm cafeteria and those weren't the best options. So
Those are all of the questions that I've gotten in the chat and from everyone that's been texting me. Does anybody else on the call have any questions? I'm not seeing any. Oh, what is your Instagram handle?
Siena, SIENA.LYN.
Also, can you talk to us about your goats?
My goats. Okay, I can talk about goats all day. So it started when I was 9, and they were a 4-H project. We got 2 goats. So this was like 2005, 2006, and I love goats. We got dairy goats. So I think within the next like 3 years, we had like 30 goats in our backyard at one point. Yeah. So it's kind of like showing dogs. So we'd take them to shows and they'd be judged on their conformation. And I actually went to nationals in 2015, and my breeding program was second in the nation for my breed. And it wasn't until last year that I kind of like phased out of goats, and I just have like my 2 retired girls. So yes, I love goats.
So you have pet goats?
Yeah, so now I just have my 2 girls, Luna and Capella.
Aww.
And then my mini horse, and my 2 cats, and my 2 dogs.
I think Kelly wants to come see your zoo.
I really want a miniature Jersey cow. Like, that's my next. I want a little mini cow.
Wow. Oh, man. Does anybody else have any questions for Siena? I know I want to respect everyone's time. I know it's probably been a long day. No, we're good. I'm swiping through everyone. All right. Well, the recording will be saved for the. Oh, what's up, Lori?
I just want to say thank you, Ariel, for having Siena come on. I think it's really inspiring, and I wish that one of my coaches could have been on this. So I'm really glad that it's recorded, because I know that she has struggled. And I think hearing your story and seeing you live is so different than just watching you on Morning Meltdown. So congratulations to you, though.
Oh,
That's
thank
awesome.
you.
You're very inspiring. So.
Alrighty. Well, thank you guys all for coming, and thank you so much, Sienna. We really appreciated being able
No
to chat with
problem.
you.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I love being able to meet new people, because like the Beachbody community is so much bigger now than when we were filming. I was like, oh, it's just these people in this room. And then, because like I had never heard of Beachbody before, except for like P90X, because my dad, I don't know. But so like knowing that there's all these people out there, it's such an inspiring community, and it's so diverse. So like I love getting to meet more of you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you. Bye, guys.
Thank you.